Welcome to season 11 of the Social Work Rants podcast, providing an inside look of the social work and mental health profession, continuing to discuss social work entrepreneurship, social work being political, and the day to day aspects of the social work profession. Hope you enjoy. Social Work Rants podcast. I'm your host, Bash Moreno. Saludos a todos. Greetings, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast. I appreciate all the love, support. Gracias a todos por su apoyo. Continue to follow the podcast on Instagram at the Social Work Grants Podcast. And if you follow along on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, share, download episodes, however you listen to podcasts. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and yeah, keep following along for content because there's a lot happening in the world of social work and just in the world, period. So, shout out to everybody that's been been supporting the last 5 years and starting off season 11 with a bang. So, my guess, so I talk about all the time about the power of networking and just being in community and myself being a financial social worker, talk about finances, and we need to talk about money and social work. So just along the spaces of these last few years and navigating entrepreneurship, and I had the pleasure of meeting this talented social worker, who I found out was a social worker within our groups, part of our writing class and stuff like that. So shout out to you, Edith, being on the podcast. What's going on?
Hi, thank you. Yes, the small world. Thank you for inviting me.
No, of course. So, also talk about on the podcast my I don't want to say hatred, but it can be hatred towards the ASWB exam and talk about the financial trauma that the exam causes social workers, and we have talked offline about the number of times we have taken the exam, and it's cost us not only money for taking and retaking the exam, but potential income that we could have been making with getting licensed, and especially yourself still living in New York. New York is expensive as hell. So
Yeah.
and yeah, we're gonna talk about the ASWB and financial trauma and all that goes into that damn exam. So
I don't want to say anything negative about that. I'm just going to tell my experience because
yes.
I am praying that there's a group, and I remember I sat in on a virtual meeting with one of my girlfriends, and they're working toward having students, social workers grandfathered in because it's nonsense, all the money that you have to spend. And not just for paying for the exam, paying for the study groups
Mhm. No,
and books
absolutely.
and resources. So I'm praying for that.
Yeah, that's all we could do. Before we get into your story of taking the exam, just let people know who you are and what you do in our space.
Okay, so I'm Edith Richards. Some people call me Miss Edie. I think, and that's the funny thing. I've been called Miss Edie since I was like 13 years old. And I don't even understand it because the elders were calling me Miss as a little girl, but I think they just saw something in me because I'm the only one in my neighborhood that they address as Miss. And I was only 13 years old. So the Miss Edie comes from back there. Um, so I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to say what I'm doing in my career because I want to separate it, but I will say that I am currently the district health director for New York City Public Schools in Queens South. I support 150 schools in health compliance and ensuring that students with disabilities or health issues are assigned and authorize a one-to-one paraprofessional or shared
Mhm.
paraprofessional to ensure that they have access to New York City Public Schools programs and activities, and also on trips and after-school programs. And before that, since 1992 to 2019, I was employed with the New York City Administration for Children's Services. Initially, it was um, Human Resources Administration, Child Welfare Administration. In 1992, ACS didn't even exist.
Mm.
It didn't come into fruition until, I believe, 1996, when Giuliani decided that it should become its own entity. So, yes, I have supported New York City agencies and New York City families since 1992 with resources, case management, program evaluation, risk assessment, all of those good things to ensure that our students and families have the services and support that they need. And in 2019, I was promoted, and that's how I ended up at New York City Public Schools. I really miss ACS, but
So, so you used to work at ACS when it was called BCW?
no. So I don't know why, and this is my
That's
own
the
opinion. I think that they changed the name so they could confuse people. It was SSC, BCW. It's
BCW.
been a lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, been a lot of names.
That's for the old school heads, just for
Yes,
for
yeah, exactly.
for all you for you young bucks. That
Yeah.
before that was little bit before my time too. But I've had past clients who used to refer that as that.
The
So
Bureau of Child Welfare, yes. And yeah, so in the 90s, the commissioner was Malcolm X's brother, Robert Little.
mm,
Yeah.
wow, did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. So, with that being said, personally, I am consulting. So Rich Consults. So I want to grow that in that area. So that's why I don't like to mention the job. I
No, of
want to,
course.
support, which I do every day with no fee. People call me and they ask me questions, and I need to get paid for it.
That's
I
right.
don't I don't mind helping people, but I think Myron Golden said recently, show them the how, no, show them the why, the when, and the where, something like that. He said when they ask for the how, you charge them money.
Mm.
So we have to start charging. So yeah, that's where I'm at now, working on becoming an entrepreneur and a multimillionaire so I can give back to the community. Once I have enough, then I can give back. Where if someone calls and says, Edie, somebody needs a job, or somebody needs their rent paid, or the food pantry was closed, we need to get some food for this building. I want to be able to provide the financial resources for that.
No, I like that. What type of consulting you trying to do?
So mentoring and consulting for personal and for professional.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
There are
because I
a
have
lot
the
of
experience.
yeah.
And I'm doing it every day. Like people call, and then
Mm,
sometimes I'm like, why are they calling me? But they call, Edie, what do you think about this? What would you do? Or I have two coworkers who were sharing with me that they started a business and they haven't done anything with it. And I said, you told me that for a reason. You're supposed to pursue that, right?
mhm.
And they came to me and they said, this is my last day. I'm leaving. I'm pursuing my business.
That's great. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of I think a lot of social workers are getting to that the point. A lot, and I know a lot of social workers beyond that point is like, I'm done. I'm quit. I'm going to start my business, and it's hard work. And grad schools don't teach you these fundamentals of how to run a business and all that goes in the back end stuff that goes into, or even trying to build a website from scratch, which I'm trying to do right now. Redo my website. So it's just the discipline to even do that back end stuff is forget sales or anything. Just the little things and building an email list and all this stuff that really builds in that back end that we don't get taught that at all.
And so that's the one thing that kind of infuriated me during the pandemic, the social media. gurus who were really liars. They would give you a portion of the information or a portion of information they stole from somebody else, and they would share it with you, but they didn't give you the intricacies. They didn't give the
Mm-hmm.
backstory. So they gave you
Mm-hmm.
a portion. Like, let me tell you what I did. I I was like, by hook or crook, I'm gonna become an entrepreneur. And so I saw different podcasts on starting your Turo, car sharing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought by myself that I could run Turo. So in New York City during the pandemic, you couldn't run Turo, right? It was illegal, so you had to go to Newark Airport to do it. So
Oh.
here I was with my crazy self. I bought 3 luxury cars
Oh, damn.
and I was going to drive them to Newark Airport by myself. How was I getting home? I didn't even plan it out. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And then I met these guys who said they were going to help me. But when people say that they're going to help you, there's other things tied into that. And I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
tie into that. So I didn't get the help. And I found myself taking the car to Newark Airport. But then I had to pay Uber to get back to the Bronx.
Oh my God.
So it didn't work. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it didn't work. But I tried. So, in your journey, the errors that you make, they teach you a lesson so you have a testimony. So I would be able to tell somebody you can't do it by yourself. And you know what? It's so funny. I wish I could get the book. Matter of fact, let me just get it. This book right here. Who, Not How. And it's telling you that you are as strong as the people you collaborate with. Some
Mm-hmm.
people like to say in relationships and business, "Oh, I'm doing it by myself." No, it's the who. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's who, cuz like I can call you and say, "Hey, this just happened. You have any suggestions?" But when you're doing it by yourself, you're going to fail. And so that's the other thing about during the pandemic, people would tell you, "Oh, quit your job, start your business." Wall Street Trapper said you need your money. Your money is your soldiers, right?
Yeah.
You need the 9 to 5, unless like you got a nest egg somewhere, and how many people have a nest egg? Like Susie Orman
Mm-hmm.
says, who has the emergency account? Most people don't. So with that being said, we need to collaborate to do business or to just live life, right?
Mm-hmm.
ACS, the Administration for Children's Services, their preventive component in Queens, they're hosting a back to school fair on August 11th. So I knew that they're going to need community partners. So I just did it on my own. I called Colgate Dental, right, who does the free mobile van. And I also contacted Optical Academy, which does an eye exam, and they give free glasses to the students. I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
need anybody to tell me that. I just did it because I knew it needed to be done. So
Mm-hmm.
collaboration and connecting. And then the
Mm-hmm.
book also says, like the Bible says, the more you sow, the more you shall reap. So in here it states, when you do that, that's how you grow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it actually says, you can have everything in life you want. It's from Zig Ziglar. And I believe Ash Cass talks about him. You can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. I'm the connector. I help people. That's what I do. Sharing is caring. So,
That's true. That's definitely important lesson in terms of just collaborating and I've seen stuff recently, like earlier in the spring, about
mhm.
the lack of collaboration, about doing events, and or just
The
or stealing
gatekeeper.
the gatekeeping, the stealing of ideas, and
Yes.
even the NASW national chapters stealing ideas and stuff. Like other people
Really?
already do other people already doing the work, and like they doing the same thing and trying to take the credit like
Wow.
they started. Like no.
Oh, that's awful. Oh my
So it's
goodness.
Social work is an interesting interesting space to say the least.
Wow, I didn't know people were doing that.
Yeah. So
That's great.
you're going back to like the 2020 with the gurus and everybody just
Mm-hmm.
like dishing out information that became like informational overload, and
Yeah,
financial
yes.
literacy was kind of like, I want to say born, but it was definitely like blew up in 2020, and everybody was home, and like you either like investing in yourself or you was going to be left behind. And 5 years later, the same message still holds true. You either like invest in yourself or you're going to
Yeah.
get left behind even further. So that's the collaboration, as you mentioned, from the book, is definitely key now more than ever.
Yes, yes. Yeah, with all the policy changes, the federal policy
Mm,
change, we're going to have to go back to living together, cooking together, a ride share. We really have to unite, or we're not going to survive. Some are not going to make it. And I think
uh,
that's what they're counting on too. It's so sad.
mhm. No, absolutely. Um, and which I want to get into, like your personal story, which leads to a few episodes ago that I did.
Mhm.
There is uh something in works within the New York State Assembly about possibly eliminating the social work licensing exam, at least for the master's level. So that potentially that's in the works. And I know we I know I failed the test 5 times and got grandfathered in when I moved to Delaware. So it took me like leaving the whole state just to
Oh my goodness.
get my license.
Do I have to move to Delaware?
Well, unfortunately, then they no longer do. Like I came like
Right on time.
right on time.
Mm.
so
Wow.
so which I've asked about opening
Mhm.
it back up, especially people continue to move from other states, from Philly, California, New York, Jersey, DC, moving up here. So like due to cost of living, so might as well like trying to open it back up for at least for social workers to move. But that's a long ways away
But
regarding
isn't
that.
that crazy? If the exam is for the United States,
Hmm.
shouldn't the licensure be for the United States and not per state? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that yeah, that's what they do in the the interstate compact. Uh,
Yes.
I think Delaware finally joined the list. I don't think it's official yet. The governor
Okay.
hasn't signed it yet, but
Okay.
it's it's getting there.
Okay. Good. Good.
But like, so, now tell a little bit about your story about taking your your exam and where you at currently, because it's important, because a lot of people could,
Yes.
or struggle to fail, and they you like you said, there's all these different options up there. And I've had a couple of different social workers on the podcast who offer services
Yes.
in terms of passing your exam, and with no good results too. But it's like,
Yeah.
who do I take? Like,
Yes. Yes.
how can I get the info? How do you
Yes.
best study and all this other stuff? So just kind of share your story a bit.
Okay. So, um, a- as an employee at ACS, I received a scholarship, right, to attend Yeshiva University.
Mm,
Um, so with that being said, I graduated in 2006. And I think that first year my aunt paid for my exam fee, and so that was my graduation present as well as the DSM-4,
okay.
and I failed. I've studied with, I think, everybody. Fordham University. I think her name is Dawn Apgar book. I think I've done their session twice. Yeshiva had a program, and people were, very vulnerable. They said they fell 10 times. I think I
Mm,
know somebody that fell like 12 or 15 times. It reminds me of what's his name? JFK Jr. back in the day when he was trying to pass the law exam,
mm-hmm,
and the Daily News and the other cameramen would follow him around in Lower Manhattan. Like, how degrading is that? So, that's how I feel. Like, one time I went and took the exam, I didn't read the code of ethics. I didn't even study. I scored an 84.
mm,
And I didn't even study. Um, then they said, change your the study city, right? Go to a different borough. So I went to Yonkers, failed. And I remember my professor said to me at yeshiva, Professor Rosetta Schaefer. She said, Edith, you are answering the questions like you're working with your client. It's not working with your client in New York City, it's working with a client in any city in the United States. So, like you said, to me,
mm,
and I think they said there are like 4 different exams. To me, the exams are like a setup. And of course, people pass it on the first go around. So maybe they'll
mm,
say, eat if you just didn't study, you just don't know the knowledge. But to go take the exam and score 84 and I didn't study, of course, I attended university, I attained my MSW, but it's something about that exam. And then, you feel like a failure. And then you miss out on all these opportunities with these jobs. And I remember
mm,
someone said years ago, if you don't become licensed, ACS is not even going to allow you to, you won't be allowed to work for the private agencies. So,
mm,
there are different foster care agencies in the 5 boroughs in Long Island and I think 1 or 2 upstate New York. So during 2000 to 2009, I used to be like an auditor, do program evaluation with all of the foster care agencies under the auspices of the Commissioner of Social Services. And those positions, you won't be hired if you don't have the license. So
mm,
sometimes I look for positions and I can't get it because it clearly says LMSW or LCSW. And I have a colleague, she's like, Edith, you better take that exam. I'm working with migrants and I'm getting paid $100 or more an hour. So you hear about the offers and you're like, I don't know, I just want to bang my head against the wall.
yeah.
And it doesn't take the one thing I have to remind myself, it doesn't take away from who I am. I am a skilled individual who has invested and served New York City since 1992. So I know that I have saved lives. I know that I have reunited families. I know that I can sit down and talk to a foster care child that's in the juvenile detention facility and ask them, what are you going to do with your life? And see them later on and they say, Miss Richards, because of you. So I know that I've had an impact, and it's a shame and disheartening that this exam, you know, um makes you feel less than. So one of my colleagues, she's a license, I think she's LCSW. So she said that I have to get the license, and we're starting this week with her helping me. And she's helped others to get their license, and she also offers a study group at the job.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I
That's
said I'm going to try it again because I believe that our purpose is divinely given to us, and so to be a social worker, to be a teacher, to be a fireman, God wanted us to do that. And so I guess to help people the best would be to complete the licensure exam.
no, yeah. The and it sucks that like it it takes to pass. Obviously, there's you really have to like put in the time, but I mean, there's other spaces you could get to that you don't need a license. But it also depends what state you live in that those opportunities could there are more increase of opportunities just having an MSW and not needing a license. But
Yeah, like Connecticut is one.
mm,
But,
ye-
I live in New York. Oh. I mean, I think about moving, I just don't know where I want to go. But Connecticut and if Delaware opens it back up, let me know, because maybe I gotta move to Delaware. Yeah, I gotta move.
yes, I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, and
Yes.
the jobs. You're not gonna be making no New York money down
See, that's
down
see
it down
thing.
here on the unless you get your LC. That's a whole other topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You see, that's why we stay in New York. New York. But you know what? I'm not even in the role of social worker. But the requirement was only to have the MSW. And because of my background at the Administration for Children's Services, that's why my boss said she hired me, because I had that background. So I don't know. For years I've been saying, because remember, I graduated 2006. So that's 21 years ago. So I've been like, oh, I don't need it. But, it's like you start something, you want to complete it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if you put in the effort and you and that's still a goal for you, then yeah, why not? And if you decide to move and especially with all these states doing the compact now, like you can move to a state that and just you may have to pay a transfer fee and get a license, in the state you're moving to. So it's
oh, I gotta look that up. I didn't even know there was an interstate compact.
yeah, there's like 20 something states now with that's part of the compact now.
And so when you say compact, you can go to that state and maybe pay a fee, and because you graduated and have an MSW, you can be licensed?
Well, not saying like license, but like if you already have a LMSW, like you could get licensed in another state and provide services in that state, even though you don't live there.
No, I only have the MSW.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you if you still want to get the LM, that's another option.
So this is what I'm asking you. When you went to Delaware, when it
Yeah,
was in existence, what did you have? You had the MSW, or you had,
yeah. I just had an MSW.
but with the interstate compact, what does that offer?
Um, I think like you would still have to get your LM, and then you would just get license or try to get license in another state.
So you're saying for you, they grandfathered you and you got the L.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I
Okay.
paid when I got grandfathered in. I just paid the fee because I've been in social work like over 20 years, so they counted all my years of experience. I just paid the fee and waited for them to process it and got licensed.
So you see, I'm gonna keep praying. So just like they counted the years, that's the same thing that President Biden did with the loan forgiveness, right? He counted the
Yeah, basically,
years.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna wait. It's gonna happen because there's too many people who are failing the exam. There's
Hmm.
too many. Yeah,
Yeah,
too many people.
and it's all a lot of it's all a money grab, and like you said, like you just
Exactly.
want purposely to
Exactly.
fail to get more money, and they realize like it's even hard to get a job with an LM. Like a lot of these jobs you need like a LC, so it's like
Exactly. So like I was telling you, my current title is not a social worker, and the social work, like the Division of Citywide Administrative Services, DCAS in New York City. If you want a civil servant job, you look and see their posts. The social worker position starts at like 55,000. Who's working with that salary? Not me. So they could keep that.
That's good. Exactly.
Yeah. And then all the work that you have to do, they should pay more, but
No, of course. It's the the work, the amount of work, that little pay. Like no, no thanks.
and I think they were saying that they created the licensure, which I don't believe, because they wanted to make it seem more professional. But to me, just like with hair braiding or becoming a barber, you just want to count people's money and you want them to be licensed to try to keep people from surviving.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to to look at it. I
Yeah.
see your point with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so and it goes back to like, not only dealing with the trauma of failing the exams, but then you think about it in the head, like if I would have passed and gotten this promotion or anything, and just you count the money that you like lost in your head, and it's just are you trying to make a move
Yes.
or whatever, or because I know for a while, like because I was living in Jersey when like the number of times I failed,
Mm-hmm.
and I did the same thing. I tried different sites,
Mm-hmm.
um, learned that I could take the Jersey exam in New York. I did that
Mm-hmm.
a couple times and
Mm-hmm.
still failed.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
was like ridiculous,
But
and
look
it's
at this. And this is why I just kind of gave up on social work because there were different positions. I don't remember the titles, but they told all of us, like, say, like the late 90s, early 2000s, go back to school, you'll get a promotion. So, first at ACS, if you just got 30 credits, you could become a
mm,
supervisor one, right? And then after that, they would offer other promotional exams where you earn more money. And so the fine print was you must have your licensure in 3 years or 5 years. The three
mm,
years went for like 10 years or 7 years, and people didn't, they didn't pass the exam. Do you know one year they fired everybody? And so some of my
mm,
colleagues, they said that firing helped them because how you said you need time, you need space to be able to do it. And they said because they didn't have a job, they didn't have anything going on, they had enough time to pass it. And a lot of them passed it, but a lot of them didn't. But can you imagine being fired and you have to pay rent?
mm.
You just have to survive. You have to take care of your family. And I guess ACS was like, well, we told you from the beginning, and I'm telling you, they fired them. So
Yeah,
that's why I
I
never took the
definitely
position.
I believe that. Especially I was looking at jobs for a while. That was like you need to get license. You got 18 months to get licensed.
Yeah,
It's like I never bothered to apply for those jobs because I didn't want that pressure.
yeah,
Like,
that would
all
be
right,
too much.
hired, and in the back of your head, like start studying for this damn test.
Exactly.
And so like no, like I've tried different things, like and I've been close within points, and like literally within like 5 points, and it's like back to the drawing board. It was like so just was blessed, right place, right time, right
Yes.
opportunity, and it was like how much I gotta pay, and I don't gotta take that
Uh-huh.
exam. Like
That's it.
I give you my whole life savings, so I don't gotta take that damn test anymore.
Look, I remember my second time, she wasn't even a doctor yet. She was just a social worker, Edith Shapiro. I went to her the second time, and when she saw me sitting in the seat, she was like, Edith, what are you doing here? Because I had all the materials. I don't know. I felt like if I go again, maybe it would push something in my head. But she asked me, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Shout,
But
shout
now
out to
she's a doctor.
Dr. Shapiro.
Yeah.
That's the fan right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the that's the fam right there, and she's been on the podcast before talking about the boot camp and I still have "Are you safe?"
Yes.
the acronyms stuck in my head for
Yeah,
life.
yeah, and that's why she was like, Edith, why are you here? Because you bought this stuff before. Why are you here again?
So everybody that's taking the boot camp knows
Yes,
"Are you
yep,
safe?"
yep, yep,
the
yep.
acronym.
Are you safe?
With Dr. Rick's voice in my head from
Yes.
time to time, just randomly
Yep,
pop in my
yep,
head.
yep, yep, yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why when she came out with the book last December, it was part of the Latinx and Social Work Volume 3,
Mhm.
and I had her sign my book. I was like, "You got to put Are you safe in the book? You have to." So she signed the book, and then she put Are you safe? the
Yeah,
acronym.
they had a lot of acronyms. Yeah, man.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Dr. Shapiro,
yeah. Shout out to
but
her.
but but and that's just one of many, like,
Yes,
you've mentioned a couple
yeah. There's a lot.
and
There's more now. That was
yeah,
back in
oh
the
yeah, there's way
day.
more now.
That was early to mid 2000s.
Yeah,
So there's a
yeah,
lot
I
of
know,
people
like
now.
mid 2000s. I'm like, shoot, I was, yeah, like mid 2000s when I first started, because I graduated in 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was the boot camp. I was taking the boot camp, no, back then, and then there's a guy in Michigan. I don't know if he's still doing stuff on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, but there's a whole bunch of people now.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And they were in person at the time. When you went, was it in person?
yeah, I
Okay.
did like the 1 day joint. I was
Yes, they
doing
had the one
going.
day.
I did the weeklies in person,
Yes.
going to Manhattan, doing them in person weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And she blowing up doing it online now. It's like
Exactly.
it's still doing it in person. So like,
Yeah. Yeah.
which shows like her growth in entrepreneurship and
Yes.
as well. So it's
Yeah.
like, if you got something, by all means, like, put it out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Run with it. Yeah.
Yes. So what? So mm, so how do you juggle, like, dealing with having a, if you still want to take the exam plus trying to do your entrepreneurship journey, and like, we in these writing classes spaces, and shout out to Earn Your Leisure, and we in those spaces as well, like, kind of like navigating your entrepreneurship journey, which while still trying to figure out taking this exam.
Well, I know the online entrepreneurs always say, you work your 9 to 5 during your 9 to 5, and then your 6 to 12 is when you run your business. So your 6 to 12, and then the weekends, and adding in, the hours to complete the studying. It's like attending university. You have your syllabus and you have to account for all your hours. So as long as I do that, I'm all right. Because you have to have self-care. You can't burn yourself out. So um yeah, create the syllabus, and only take on what you can, because I need my peace at the end of the day. So I love my peace. So yeah. Just manage
Right.
time management. Time
Mm.
management. Yeah. What about yourself?
Oh man, just I think the discipline has been like the biggest struggle for me. Just because, like, finding that time for self care, and just discipline. Like, I know I gotta do this website, but then, like, like, practice my self care. Like, I'm gonna play some video games on my PS5, and then like I spent like 2 or 3 hours on it, and those 2 3 hours I could have been like working on the website.
I know, but doesn't it make you feel good? So like
Yeah,
for
that's
me,
yeah.
I follow comedians, right? Godfrey, Corey Holcomb, Yamanika, and they make me laugh. So I need that time to de-escalate, and then I follow my online pastors. Got to keep God in it. So every day I got one. One might come on at 7 o'clock. The other one might come on at 11. Then somebody comes on in the evenings at 7. So I keep them in rotation because I can't do anything without God. And then the comedians make me laugh. And then, I go to different events in New York City. So yeah, it works out.
No, it does. It works itself out.
Yeah.
It's like balance. You got to find that balance, whatever
Yes.
works for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Where can people reach out to you?
So my Instagram is Riche Consults. And so they can reach me there. And then I'm trying to do this TikTok thing. So on TikTok, I am Ask Miss Edie. Yeah. So those are my two.
You know that's only good till March 2026, right?
Listen, I believe in what the Bible says. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
I hear that.
A
Amen to
lot of
that.
things are said, and we're
Yeah.
still here. I think, I don't know, when in the 1990s somebody said the world was coming to an end.
Yeah, 1999, then
We're
Y2K.
still here. We're still here. So if you wake up every morning, you have purpose, right? Whatever I learn, I'm supposed to share. Whatever heartache, whatever tragedy I experience, I learn something from it, right? And social work, your stages of development. So in each stage of development, there's different things that we're going to experience, right? I'm 57. I have elderly parents my dad just turned 88 on July 1st. My mom is 87. So I'm experiencing that, right? Somebody might be going through a midlife crisis. I'm also experiencing menopause. Like, I'm perspiring right now. My head is shining. But with God, you can make it. So you just take a little step and collaborate. It all works out. It all works out.
No, I like that. On that note, despite the technical difficulties.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Nah, absolutely.
Anytime you need me, I'm here for you.
All right.